Okay, today we're working on a Williams Fire. This is a system 11 game. So they said the game doesn't work. Clearly it's booted. But whenever I see balls piled up here in the out hole, I know that there's a problem. Either a switch problem or a fuse out, because there's no power to the out hole kicker that should kick the balls over here and stack them in the trough. So, of course, the simplest thing to look at is the fuses. So I checked them with a meter, took each one out and measured it, and it was fine. And then there's also 50, this is for the lower 30 volt coils, and then down here there's one here on this little flipper board. This is the 50 volt fuse. So of course the easiest way is to put it into diagnostics, and as soon as you put in diagnostics, see my flippers work, so I know the 50 volt coil is working, and look, my slingshots work, so I know that the 40 volt coils are working. So now let's put it into coil test. Coil test. So then I lock it on by having this middle button down, the center button down. It should be firing the out hole right now, and it's not. And then I can put it up and I can see it fires the flashers. It's good. And then ball release. That would be that coil there. It's not firing that coil. So there's something up, left ramp, not firing. Down ramp, not firing. Fire plug, that's this thing here, not firing. Okay, but the right down ramp is firing. So I got the playfield up, and I can look at like the power buses. Like here, this one right here for the slingshot, see my pinky's pointing to it, it uses a red and white wire. So anything with a red and white wire works. But like here, the ball kicker here, it uses a brown wire for the power bus. Anything with a brown wire does not work. So that kind of leads me to believe that we have a fuse problem. So all the fuses are in the back box, right? Well, guess what? On certain System 11 games, they put fuses in some other places. Like if you look right here, there's an underplay field fuse hidden underneath this stuff. This is a 3 amp slow blow right there. So if we move over to this side, there's also another fuse, again buried right there. So I've taken it out and tested it, and is it in fact bad? So then I take my circuit breaker device here and put it in there and hold it, and lo and behold, you can hear the ball kicker working. So that was our whole problem. So the reason why I use the circuit breaker is just in case there was a coil locked on, it would just smoke the fuse immediately, and we would have had to address that. But this just looks like the fuse fatigued and blew, so I put a new 2 amp fuse in, and I think we have our problems largely addressed. But you could spend a lot of time looking for this problem if you didn't know about those 2 fuses under the playfield. And again, I only did this on certain System 11 games. I should point out that this is one of those special edition ones with the gold trim and the oak plywood sides, if you like that look. Anyways, here we go. It's running pretty good. Overall, I'd say we're good to go.